I'm going to show you how to do your makeup using a cream formula system by Saint Beauty. It consists of a highlight and contouring system using cream makeup, not liquid, not powder, just cream, and it's so wonderful for your skin. I'm going to show you how easy it is and how natural looking it can be. And here we go. I am going to start with, this is my palette. Okay, so I'm going to start with my contour, which is this one, and it is called Astoria. So I'm going to take my detail brush, and I'm going to use the small side to just place it on my face where it needs to be. Every one of these colors has coverage, so I don't need to worry about slathering a foundation all over my face before I contour. The contour will provide coverage in itself. I contour on my forehead all the way across, very low down and far down to the sides, because I have a larger forehead than I like for myself. And so in order to create a shadow and make it appear a little smaller, I apply my contour farther down and down this way as well. Now on your cheekbones, you want to put it right above your cheekbone, not down here where a lot of people put it, because this is going to drag your face down. So you're going to put it right, I like to do it right above the bone, and I just put a line there. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to blend everything later. And I want to show you how easy it is, okay? So already you can see that kind of lifted a little bit. If I were to put it down here, it would drag, and you don't want to do that. Not if you're my age. Now under the jawbone, right along the jawbone, I bring it up a little bit this way. Whoops. That's okay. Can blend it away later. Over here. Then I flip it over to the flat side, and for the double chin, you just pop some shadow here. And I'm going to go ahead and blend this a little already, because sometimes I forget, and then I have a really harsh line there that I don't want. Okay, now for the nose contour, I use the flat side as well, and I get color on the brush, and I just tap it right along that thin bone on my nose. Same thing on the other side. Now with your nose, if you have a wider nose, then the less space you have between the contour, then I always do the bulb of my nose. I call it the bulb. I don't know what you guys call it. The ball, the bulb. Bulb sounds better than ball. So the closer together your contour is, the more narrow your nose will appear. So if I put the contour out wider and I have more white space between the contour, then my nose will appear wider if that's what you want. So that's the trick with the contour there. Okay, so now that the contour is all in place, I'm going to go color correct underneath my eyes with this color here. This is Mango. I'm going to take, where did it go? The small end of this brush, which was the BBF. I think now it's just the blend brush. Since we were mascara and rebranded to Saint, the names of the brushes have changed, and I'm still catching on to a few of them. So I'm going to take a little bit of the color. Now I want you to watch. You see how my circles are dark. Watch the magic. Okay, I'm moving around so you can see the darkness that I have. So I'm going to do one just by lightly tapping this color Mango into the dark areas of my eye, and it just disappears like a magic eraser. Okay, huge difference from one eye to the other. I color correct first, and I brighten on top of that, and I brighten very last. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye since you saw the difference. Look at that, and look at that. Some of the shadow is from the lighting in my bedroom. I'll post pictures afterwards so you can see. It's just very light, hardly any product at all. Like if you look at my palette, you can see that I barely dipped my brushes in there. These palettes are customizable for whatever colors, whatever you want to do on your face. This particular one fits 8 magnetic tins. Everything is by magnetic tins. See, I have some space here because this is the one I use if I'm traveling, if I'm going somewhere. I have my big palettes with all my stuff that I use here at home. So there's different sizes, all customizable to your skin tone and to your makeup style. Okay, so now that I've color corrected there, I'm gonna go with my main highlight shade and I'm gonna switch to the buff brush. This one gives me a full coverage airbrush look. I like this brush. Look at that. I got contour all over the place, you guys, and that's okay. So I'm gonna dip into this color called Sandy. It's the first color that I have in my palette. And I'm gonna go right under my contour to create a chiseled line. And then I'm just going to pat in the rest over my cheek. Again, because every color has coverage, you don't need to worry about putting on a ton of product, because the smallest amount will give you the greatest coverage, as long as your colors are correct, meaning somebody matched you correctly. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a little bit over here. So everywhere that I don't have contour, I'm applying this color. I'm not going over the contour. I'm not covering it up. I do need to color correct around my nose. I'm going to put a little bit here because I will be brightening on top of this. Just a little. You can do a lot of brightening if that's what you want. I like just a little. Okay, so I'm going to flip this brush over and I'm going to go back to Mango, same color I used to color correct on my eyes to tame down the redness here around my nose that I have from allergies. Look at just a little bit and it's already very different in a good way. So when I color match you, I will color match you to 2 or 3 highlight colors depending upon what you are trying to achieve with your skin. Sometimes Mango can be your main highlight color and you can also use it to color correct. So it's perfect for you because that's one less color that you need. I give you your camouflage color, your main color, and your brightening color. I'm gonna take a small brush with that same color Mango and I have a little blemish here and I'm just gonna tap it in there and I'm not gonna blend it until later. I have another one right there. Okay, and one other spot on this side. This is just color correcting. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my brightener. And I'm gonna use the same brush that I used to camouflage my nose. I'm gonna pop a little bit of Sandy around that, just so that it doesn't look too dark or orangey, because the Mango has a little bit of an orange tint to it to combat the purple blue tones that you could have, or even the red spots. It helps to conceal them very well. So flipping it to the smaller side with the color Candlelit, I'm gonna put some here in the corners of my eyes, and then I'm going to tap some all the way around, and then I always do this just to get any excess eyeshadow that may have fallen or that I went too far out. These brushes, you can pull the product and push it to where you want it to be. I'll show you when I get to my blush. Okay, so I'm gonna put some here, like in a T, because I want the center of my face to be illuminated. So the sides of my nose, I put a little bit of brightener as well. And then my chin. Okay, so that's that for that. Now I am going to add a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to switch to my Giant palette because I have all my bronzers in my Giant palette. So this is the Triple Decker palette, Triple Decker Artist palette. has 1, 2, 3 layers. I'm gonna go to the first one. And I'm going to use a combination of these 3 colors to add some warmth to my face. This is Bella Bronzer, this is Icon Highlight, and this is Muse Highlight. And what I do is I get my big, this used to be called the BBF brush. And I take the big end and I swoop through all 3 of these. And I am just going to, and when I do this is when I sort of start blending my contour a little bit. I don't ever completely blend my contour because I like it to be dramatic down here. And this just gives me the illusion that I've been in the sun, that it hasn't been cold. Takes away the pastiness that I tend to get because I'm so fair skinned. I'm pushing it up into my hairline so that you don't see that white line. Okay, and you can see a bit of a harsh line, so I will blend it in a little bit. I'll show you how. And you can do as much of this or as little of this as you want. See, so now you should be able to see the bright areas, okay? So now with the other side of this brush, I'm going to apply what we call lip and cheek, which is also, it's your blush and your lip color. You can use it on your lips, you don't have to, obviously. So today I'm going to use a combination of Frenchie and Hopelessly Devoted. They're these 2 colors that I have right here. This is Frenchie and the one underneath it is Hopelessly Devoted. So I'm just gonna pat this right on the apples of my cheeks. And I'm gonna pop a little bit of that Hopelessly Devoted. And I'm gonna use the same colors on my lips in just a little, okay? I'm not gonna blend it too much because I don't want it to disappear, because I am going to add a little bit of powder afterward. Now what I do with my contour, when you see, it's actually not too harsh, but I take the detail brush and I push up into my cheekbone. Okay, just so, I need a little more bronzer. So it doesn't look out of place. This was the 30-second HAC brush. I think it's called the 3D brush now. What I'm doing is I'm pulling the blush back where I want it, so it doesn't drag my cheeks down, doesn't drag my face down, okay? So this is it so far. What I'm gonna do here at this point in time is spray some setting spray. I'm gonna take my Perfector sponge that's already damp. I'm going to take the Stay Spray, which is the best setting spray ever, no matter what makeup you use. I'm gonna spray it onto the Perfector sponge, and I'm going to dab it in lightly over my makeup. This won't remove too much makeup. It will remove excess that's just kind of settled on top and leave everything looking great. Set everything into place so that it stays where you put it. That's why it's called Stay Spray. Wait for that to dry or get my fan, which I love because I'm impatient. And now what I'm going to do is with this powder brush, I'm going to take the Vanilla Dust setting powder. I'm going to use this side of the powder brush. Yeah. So many brushes. You can do your whole face with one brush if you really want to. I'm setting under my eyes first. This is Vanilla Dust setting powder. I like it because it's magnetic and you can put it in your compact. What I normally use in the summertime is Airspun translucent powder, and I put it heavily all over my face because I'm very oily. But I like to use that under my eyes, and then where I put contour, I use Cayman. It's a powder bronzer that we have. It's called Cayman. And I take this brush, the fluffier side, this is the powder brush. I dip into Cayman and I put it over the areas that I contoured to set the contour in place. The contour and the bronzer. It also intensifies the look of the contour just a little. And you know what? I forgot to brighten between my nose. That's not a big deal. I always put a line of my lighter highlight shade in between my contour. You can do it with your finger or you can do it with a brush. It's probably easier with your finger, but since I don't want it to be too bright, too thick, because remember, I don't want my nose to appear wider. And then I'm just gonna pat it in with the bluff brush. Okay. So now that I did the Cayman, I'm gonna go back to the vanilla dust and put a little more in the areas that I tend to get oily, around my nose. So you don't have to put powder all over your face if you don't want to, because the setting spray will keep your makeup from sliding. And that's one of the major concerns of people when they are deciding if they're going to switch from their traditional foundation to cream makeup is it gonna slide off of my face? Okay. And last but not least is illuminator. Going back to my triple decker palette, I am going to use an illuminator called Rose Gold, that one there, that you could tell I use a lot. Now the brush that you use, or the brushes that you use to apply your makeup, are completely up to you and what type of coverage you want. You can let me know and I can recommend one or two brushes that you can achieve the look that you want. I always put illuminator down the center of my nose, my cupid's bow, the corners of my eyes. You see how it instantly just adds that bright spot? And then I drag it, I'm not trying to flip you off, sorry, across my brow bone. And then you can do your lips if you want to, and then you can be done. How amazing is that? So, took me 18 minutes to talk you through this full face. You can do it faster if you're not explaining or talking. I'll do a separate video for my lips. But if you're interested, please send me a message for your color match. Your color match is free. You're not obligated to do anything with it afterward. You have the time that you want to take to decide. But let me know if you have any questions. I hope that this video was helpful for you. And if you have any other concerns, just let me know.